Hi, my name is Andy Hawker. I love things that go fast. This love goes all the way back to my childhood when I began playing with smaller versions of all things fast. And if you're like me, you probably played with the same toys I did. And as we've aged, we've tended to once again look for and even collect those toys from our youth. So join me as a fellow disciple of speed. Hello and welcome, fellow disciples of speed, to this episode. I wanted to talk a little bit more about some of my Matchbox collection. You know, I love Matchbox. I love the Lesneys, love Hot Wheels, obviously. We've looked at Corgis, we've looked at the Dinkies, we've looked at quite a few cars. But tonight I want to take a little more in-depth look into my 1 to 75 collection. We've looked at the models of yesteryear, we've looked at king size, we looked at super kings, but we really haven't looked at the 1 to 75s in depth of what I have. So tonight I'm just going to show you those. They're behind me here. I'll take the camera and we'll just kind of pan through them and talk a little bit about them. So one of the struggles that I've always had in displaying cars is how to display cars. These, again, are my 1 to 75 Lesneys, and you know, in the past I've displayed them chronologically, and now I kind of have them displayed sort of by vehicle type. So we'll take a look at that. We're going to start up here in this upper left-hand corner, but this kind of covers both bases a little bit. These are some sort of construction vehicles, but that road roller right there and this little dumper are two of my oldest. They are from 1953. As you know, Lesney came out in 1953. These are two of the original 5 models that came out, and so they're great. One thing that you can look for when you're looking at Lesneys and you're looking for Lesneys is really focusing on the wheel type. So there's 3 types of wheels that are really kind of their primary original wheels, which are gray plastic and metal. So there's 2 that look a lot alike, so you have to kind of look at them to see if they're metal or gray plastic, and then the black plastic. Generally speaking, the gray plastic and metal are the earlier ones, and then the black plastic came along shortly after. So that's just kind of a general rule of thumb. But here's again some dump trucks that are lumped together, and then we get into this dump plow, and then these 2 dump trucks here. I'm not going to go over to the name of every one of them tonight. That would take quite a bit of time, but I just wanted you to get a good feel for the different vehicles. And you can see how they started to grow in size from the originals. Here's another little dumper. And then we move into this type of wheel, which we've talked about before, the 2-piece wheel. So you've got the red hub with the black tire that fits over the hub, and how that over time the tires become loose as the 2 different types of plastic expand and contract. They don't fit tight together after a while. There's a little Dodge pickup, or Dodge dump truck, I should say. The Hoveringham dump truck, another great one, beautiful condition. The Pointer here, and then we get into these 2. So this is one of the transition vehicles. And again, we've talked about this one, but not only does it dump, but the cab tilts forward so that you can see the engine, and it's a little easier said than done when it's on the shelf like this. But this is the black plastic wheels, and then it transitioned into the super fast wheels. So there you have the super fast wheels. Coming down to this next shelf, here's the Case bulldozer. We've looked at that guy. Here's one of the earlier bulldozers right with it. And then the tracked front end loader. And then if we look at these guys, we're going to go in reverse order here, but see the gray wheels, and this front end loader and this front end loader are virtually identical, except that this one is smaller. So that was actually something that Matchbox did early on, was they would put out a vehicle like this, and then they'd do a redesign. They basically make it the same, but a little bit bigger. So that's kind of a fun difference there. And then there's some other minor differences that you can pick out, but then the black wheels. And then here again, 2-piece wheels. So, yeah, a lot of fun. Here's the Ford tractor. I probably have, 3 or 4 of these guys. And this one is in near mint condition. We've looked at this one before. And a couple of the other tractors, the older tractors. And again, you can see gray plastic wheels there. As you can see here, we have metal wheels. So yeah. Moving back, here's the flatbed hauler. Pretty decent condition. Let's go over here and we'll see the gray plastic wheels on this tow truck. And here's the exact same tow truck with the black plastic wheels. So there again, there's the gray plastic and then the black plastic. There's the Dodge BP tow truck and the SO tow truck. Coming down to this shelf, we've got some garbage trucks. So there's the old original garbage truck and then the newer one. And then we have these two, this old, again, gray plastic wheels, but this old cement mixer. And then these two I wanted to point out. You can see the black plastic wheels here. And you can see then the first series of the Superfast wheels. Now, also what's fun about this, and we looked at this guy a little bit before, but this concrete mixer has the screw on the bottom that as this set of wheels turn, it turns the barrel. So that's a really fun little part of that. But when they went to the Superfast wheels, they just didn't have room. They had to change the bottom part of the car, the bottom casting, so they just don't have that screw on the bottom anymore to make the barrel turn. So, it's a little bit of a difference, but it's really fun to see that, this one has it and that it's still working. And again, this guy's in great condition. Here's the little Builder Supply Company truck. Here's the site office. So that little office comes off. Obviously, it gets lost very easily. Here's a girder truck. Now, the girder truck came with these construction girders. And again, something else that got lost very easily. But you can pick up the girders and also the pipes from this pipe truck in aftermarket and bring them back to life. So those obviously got lost right away. You'll find these trucks, but you won't find the accessories. But you can buy them. Same thing with the Builder Supply Company. The scaffolding that goes in the back of that truck, you can find that in aftermarket now too. And then here's a little old one. This guy is the Blue Circle Portland Cement. You can see the gray plastic wheels there, along with the Coca-Cola truck. And then you've got the milk truck here. And some great little trucks. And then the refreshment van. And what's kind of fun about this is this actually opens up and you can see inside. It's a little hard to do one-handed, but it does open. Take my word for it. So, and then here is the little canteen truck. So the server inside there. All right, let's come back over here. Now here we've got a couple of MGs. So these are older, obviously, MGs with gray plastic wheels. What's really kind of great too, the drivers that are in there, a lot of times they would get lost. You can pick those up in aftermarket as well now. So you can restore these guys pretty well. There's some more little cars, the luggage rack on top there, the luggage, same thing, that can pop right off. You can pick that up in the aftermarket world as well. A Mercedes, yeah, coming right on down the line. We get into then the Rolls Royces, beautiful cars. So we got a couple there, and then the newer one with a newer version, the very kind of early version of Superfast that wasn't really the Superfast, but they were trying to get there. And here we go into Jaguars, a couple of Jaguars there, great condition. Same thing here with the little boat on top. Obviously that was susceptible to getting lost very easily. You can pick that up in aftermarket too. So some really nice pieces there. We'll come on back down, and here we go into some more of the cars. There's the Pontiac, the Mercedes convertible. I had this one, not this particular one, but I had this model when I was a kid. One of the doors broke off, the windshield broke off. Just a rough piece. And so it's great to find them in really good condition like that. Another Mercedes. Then the Volkswagen. Matchbox came out with this Volkswagen again in the last couple of years. Slightly different, but very, very similar. And I posted a picture online of the two of them together, so it's kind of fun to see them together. The Mustang has the steering wheels. It's a little slide on the driver's side to steer the wheels. You can see that right there. And you just move that forward and back, and it turns the front wheels to steer the car. You can see there that they're turning. There's the Jaguar E-Type, the Aston Martin, of course, and the Lamborghini Miura. A couple of Miuras. The reason is because I wanted to show the two different styles of wheels. The older style that wasn't really quite the super fast yet, but it wasn't the standard black plastic like those guys. But then the first series of super fast wheels, the narrow ones, that were again kind of susceptible to breakage. They were kind of fragile. Here's the Cougar. I've had this Cougar forever. I need to find a new Cougar, or not a new one, but one that's in much better condition. But this is one that belonged to my brother when we were kids. And yep. So there's the Studebaker wagon, and that came with a hunter and a dog. Those are, of course, are long gone. Coming right on back here, we got the Lincolns. So this is the older Lincoln with the black plastic wheels, the blue, and then again with the black plastic, but in the aqua, and then the gold with the super fast wheels. So 3 versions of that Lincoln. Great little pickups here, the little Jeep, and the little Ford truck with the cab, or the camper shell, I should say. Then we get into some vans. The little Volkswagen camper van, they did 2 versions of this. This version here, it's pretty rough, but you can see that low top, and then there's the high top. And so yeah, you can see the difference in those. And then on the far side, the doors are opening into the Volkswagen. So we'll just take a quick look at that, and you can see those doors there, and they do open. So that's fun. This guy is missing one of the doors, so we'll just leave him there. The Impala taxi, and then the Ford emergency vehicles. Good condition, very good condition there. Yeah, a lot of fun. Ambulances are next. So this is one of the older Lesney ambulances. We looked at this one before. This one was part of Forrest Gartrell's collection. It has the gurney inside with the guy on it. So that's in just beautiful, beautiful shape. And then we've got the Cadillac ambulance, and I've got 2 versions of that here because we've got the black plastic wheels, and then we go to the transition to the super fast wheels. It is missing the red cross on the door though, but 2 great cars. Then we go into fire trucks. Black plastic little fire truck there. The crash tender. Now this is one that I've restored. It was in very, very rough condition. I took it apart, repainted it, got the ladders for it, the hose for it on top, and then the airport crash tender signs for the sides. So that was one that I restored. And I've got some pictures that I've posted on that restoration. The Kent Fire Brigade truck, the Denver fire truck. You see a lot of these around in secondhand stores, antique stores. This is the Rent-A-Set van. This is one that I've restored. I took it apart, repainted it, and got the ladder and the antenna. And in the back of it, in the roll-up door, there are 3 plastic TV sets. I've got the decals coming for the side to complete the restoration on this guy. There's the little grain truck, refrigerated truck here, a GMC, and then a Unimog, and the grit spreader. So coming back over here, we have the bigger Mercedes Unimog and trailer. Now these two I've had since I was a kid. The plastic canopies on these, mine disappeared a long time ago. So these are aftermarket, and I get all my aftermarket stuff from Recovery Toy. So you can look up recoverytoy.com, and they have a lot of pieces for restoring our old die casts. The snow track, same thing. I got the tracks from Recovery Toy to restore that guy. The Rovers, so we've got the old green one with the dark brown luggage, and then we've got the blue one with the light brown luggage. So two different versions of that were produced. The field car, Jeep, the BP Explorer, and then we get into, you know, some of the BP tankers here, and then we've got the little sugar refiner's truck. Now this guy has a little piece that goes in the back here. That piece on the end here was missing, so I was able to get that from Recovery Toy, and painted it and put it in, and so that I was able to get that restored. You can see that the decal on this side's a little bit worn off, but I'm going to leave that as is. Here's another little tank truck, and then the Caravan. And I had one of these as a kid, and boy did I play with it a lot. And the roof was gone, the interior was gone, so it was in pretty rough shape. So here we have the horse boxes, and this little one here, I restored this. The drop-down door was missing, and I was able to pick that up from Recovery Toy, repaint it, took it apart, repainted it. And then we get into the larger horse boxes, and you can see that here we have the black plastic wheels, and then we have the super fast wheels. And you can see in there are some horses in there. Those are not the original horses with this truck, but the ones that are inside there are. And this is a newer version, obviously. We have the little horse trailer. This little horse trailer belonged to my best friend growing up. His name was Troy. I've mentioned him before. Troy had a collection of cars, which I have all of them now. So that was Troy's little horse trailer. Cattle truck. And then we get into the scooters and motorcycles, and two sidecars there. Great little pieces. And then the Honda and the Honda trailer. And you'll see here in a little bit that I found a set of these in my recent finds. I've got a set of these that are in really good condition. Here's one of the original little boats. Found that guy not long ago, and it's just really good condition. Now this boat is one that I have had since I was a kid, with the black wall tires, or I'm sorry, with the black plastic tires. And nope, back up. This is the one I had as a kid with the super fast wheels, and then the black plastic wheels. So the same boat and trailer, but with the different wheel series. So yeah, really great finding another set of that. And then the cranes. I got some cranes here, the crane trucks, different crane trucks, moving right on down the line. So then now we move into race cars. And these are some great pieces here. We've got the Aston Martins and the Maserati. The number 19 car here is missing the driver, but I have that on order from Recovery Toy. So all of my cars will have their drivers once again. We've got two of the BP's racers here, the BRMs, the red and the blue. So I talked about those before as well. Here's the Ferrari Shark Nose Formula One car. This was the first race car that they came out with after the Roadster series. So, the Roadster cars look like that. And then when Ferrari transitioned away from the Roadsters to the rear engine car, this was the first one they did, the Shark Nose. And I found that driver through Recovery Toy as well. And then we're coming on down to other race cars here. And this number 8 Matchbox race car was one that I had as a kid, and there was quite a bit of playing with that, but I took pretty good care of it. We talked about this guy before with the Marlboro sponsorship, and how that quickly changed, and they took Marlboro off and went to another brand on there because, well, after all, they're children's toys, right? The GT40 with the 2-piece wheels, and then the Jaguar D-Type and the Group C racers here. And so some really just great race cars. Now we have a few buses here, the Londoner or the double decker or however you want to call it. So this is one of the older ones, gray plastic wheels, by Matchbox series it says. And then you can see that right away the bus got bigger. So early on it was a small vehicle, and then it got bigger. The black plastic wheels and a full interior. Here they did not put an interior in, and then of course they did. They put in the interior. So the viscostatic BP and then the BP long life. So 2 different stickers on these buses, but same bus essentially. And then ESSO extra petrol on the white bus, and then the green one, same thing, but it went from the green, or the white, I'm sorry, to the green, and same bus. So we really in essence, we have three different buses here. This one, these 2, and then these 2. And then we've got the little airport bus here. Of course, then we go into the Greyhound bus, and then really just several different buses that they did over time here. And so you can see the super fast wheels. And then same here with the American Airlines bus. And then the Space Shuttle Command Center. This was an RV that they made into a command vehicle. So that's a lot of fun as well. And then the little harvester, the combine that I picked up not terribly long ago. The other thing that's kind of fun is that in the 175 series, Matchbox put out some train pieces. So there's a passenger car, and we've got 3 different locomotives here. I also have a freight car that is all the way up here, but it's still in the package, and I'm leaving it in the package for now. So you can see it there, sea and land. And what's kind of fun about that is that the sea and land is, part of the, what am I trying to say? Part of the, vehicles that move freight. So you'll see that again, the sea and land on another vehicle. And then we get into some military vehicles down here. And so here we have just the variety of the military vehicles that they put out in the 1-75 series. This one's a little bit newer. And then we got the little tank, and this is a little bit of a newer one as well. And then the troop carrier, and then the radar truck as well. So that is my 1-75 series. And I've got several pieces that are not up here, but they're just duplicates. So I just try to put out the best ones of all of them so you can see them and get a feel for that. Quickly, we'll just look at some of my 70s Matchbox. You can see ambulances up there, and a telephone boom truck, along with some emergency vehicles. These are kind of grouped together by type, but a little more random. So there's, some tractors and road roller, and then, motocross car, and vans, VW bus, camper, drag racers, race cars. Just a lot of great cars that are just so much fun to find. And again, a bunch of these I've had for many, many years. You can see there that So this little one here, I've had since probably 6th grade, 5th grade, something like that. My good friend in school, Greg Boyer, his mom gave that to me one time, and I spent the night at Greg's house. Very sweet of her. Harolita Boyer is her name. We go down along here, see some more cars, and just so many fun ones that they did in the 70s. Some of them are representative of real cars, obviously, and then there's a lot that are just, Hot Wheels, or I should say Matchbox designs. Got some tractors in there for the trucks, a couple of racing trucks, and then the Rover, and we get into some more of the performance vehicles. So, just a ton of fun. And coming on down, we'll get the last of them. So that's my 1 to 75, and then some of my newer cars from the 70s and early 80s. So that's I'm glad I got to share that with you. These are a lot of fun. I'm running out of room because I keep finding new pieces to add, but we keep shuffling them around, and I got room up on top of the shelf to work up there still. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Disciples of Speed. We got to look at some of my Lesney collection, my 1 to 75s that we've not really looked at before. It's a lot of fun to show those cars, even talk a little bit about some of the restoring that I've been doing with them, and even looking at some of the later Matchbox, the 70s, the 80s that are over here in this shelf. So until next time, happy hunting.